Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Leon Master. Welcome back to another Overwatch League news video. And today, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. Actually, we do. There's 3 topics to talk about. Normally, I don't talk about 3 topics, but these 3 topics are huge. Vancouver Titans, Shanghai Dragons, and the San Francisco Shock. Once again, very surprising what they did recently. Vancouver Titans coming out with stuff that was leaked previously from Halo of Thoughts and now have been official. And also, a new addition, Linkzr. We'll talk about that as well. To start off with, the most surprising thing that happened today, as filming this video of course, is that San Francisco Shock has signed Glister as a new DPS player, and I am very surprised to see this one. Obviously, Nero was signed yesterday. They already had 4 DPS now with Nero being signed to the team, and San Francisco Shock actually hinted at a new signing as soon as Plat Chat was going to finish, and yes, they did end up coming towards that, and they announced Glister being signed to the Shock, and this one surprised everyone. And it was crazy to see that because they already had 4 DPS players that are really flexible, and you had tanks that were kind of done, you had supports that were done, and when it came to a new signing that we're hinting at, I thought it was going to be a new off tank for some reason, but they signed a 5th DPS player, and it is Glister. And, I don't know what to think of the signing. Honestly, it makes me happy to see Glister going on a winning team. We may end up seeing him play a decent amount. I wouldn't say all the time, but who knows? Maybe he could be better than Striker and Ants, which I don't think so, but maybe under Krusty and the new coaching staff, maybe he will be. And also, another thing I want to put in is that he's very flexible. We've seen him in contenders. He actually played a lot of projectile heroes other than what we know of today in the Overwatch League. He played a lot more hit scan than projectile. So as we know of right now, he is flex, obviously from the past and also current with his hit scan play. So he definitely may end up filling some voids. Maybe Nero can't play, or maybe Tayo can't play. And maybe if they want that flex DPS player who's Korean and they go beside Striker, Ants, who knows? Maybe they want to do a full Korean starting 6 for a couple maps and not have Nero in or FD God. Obviously they're going to have FD God in no matter what, and maybe they will put Twilight and Violet in for a few metas, and that could be the case. So Glister coming in definitely may fill in some voids we don't see just yet from behind the scenes. So it's very interesting to see how this plays out with Glister on the Shock. Really surprising to see him going into this team, but then again, I definitely think it's going to fit. I definitely think Glister is going to fit the San Francisco Shock playing on this team. How he plays his heroes could be a good playstyle for the Shock, and maybe in the future with also Agape and Kasora is now on the coaching staff, may try out some new things with Glister. I'm excited to see how this plays out. I don't think he'll be starting all the time like Striker or Ants or Nero, but it's going to be interesting to see how Glister plays out. Maybe we'll see him be insane on these projectile heroes we haven't seen in a while from him since Gen G, So I'm excited to see how Glister plays out on the San Francisco Shock. Now to something I really didn't expect today is the Shanghai Dragons announced that they are signing Diem back to the team. Yes, Diem was previously released from the Shanghai Dragons, and now he's being signed back to the Shanghai Dragons. And this is an interesting one. This wasn't leaked, wasn't even hinted at by numerous teams in general, and now Diem back on the Shanghai Dragons. And may I say, I'm actually really happy to see this one. All they had was Lip as the hit scan player, and I was kind of like, I don't know if this is just going to work out with just Lip, so they needed a new hit scan player. That's why I threw out Glister at some point, and now they've signed Diem back, which is just great. Why sign a new player when this guy already has synergy with the team, with the coaching staff, everything, and how good his hits gameplay is, and he's already played with the team numerous times on the Shanghai Dragons. Why not sign him back if another team hasn't gotten him yet? So Diem back on the Shanghai Dragons, great to see this, and he's going to probably pop off a lot more this season, probably start more this season, honestly, from how metas can end up changing. We'll definitely see him play a lot more this next season for the Overwatch League for the Shanghai Dragons. They signed him back for a reason. He's an insanely good hit scan player, already has synergy with the team he's currently on now, the Shanghai Dragons. Gonna work out a lot for the Shanghai Dragons, and can't wait to see the future. Now onto the Vancouver Titans. These were already leaked, but I'll talk about them again for anyone who hasn't seen them. Is Vancouver Titans has signed Fried, Fire, and Linkzr. And I do want to start off with one player I didn't talk about, was Linkzr. Linkzr has now been signed to the Vancouver Titans, was hinted at previously. Didn't want to talk about it in my video because it wasn't really leaked just yet. But Linkzr on the Vancouver Titans. Obviously they needed a replacement for Shockwave now that Shockwave's now in the Philadelphia Fusion. Linkzr comes in, and he's a decent hit scan player. He's pretty solid. But when it comes to hit scan players, I really see in Dalton maybe come in a little bit more over Linkzr. Dalton's young, he's hungry. He plays a really good Tracer, really good McCree, good Widowmaker. Plays all the hit scans really well, Dalton does, but when it comes to Linkzr, he's pretty inconsistent, but he also plays like a high tier level when he gets those games on. You know, his Widowmaker's insane, one of the best when he's on his game. You know, his Tracer's not the best, but he can definitely play it. Same thing goes with his Kree. It's one of the best if he's on his level at that day. Linkzr can easily be a top hits game player if he gets more consistent, and maybe that'll be Vancouver Titans, but I honestly highly doubt it. But with the team they're building right now with Fire and Fried, looks good. Maybe they need to make a few more additions. Obviously, Flex DPS is rumored to have agilities. I don't know if that's the DPS player you want, but it also makes sense at the same time because the agilities is Canadian, represents Vancouver really well. So we'll see where that Flex DPS position will go. But Linkzr all around. I'm excited to see how this turns out. I don't know if this is the signing just yet, but obviously Linkzr wants to be in the Overwatch League. He wants to win again, and maybe that'll be good for him to go in the Vancouver Titans. Maybe this will be a good season for him. Maybe it won't, but let's see how it turns out. You know, I can't say anything just yet, but let's see how it turns out. Now into Fire. I've said my things previously in my past video, but if you guys did not see what I talked about, Fire is a insanely good main support player. What we've seen from him in Contenders did not end up coming through on the Overwatch League because he only played, what, 1 or 2 maps on Gibraltar playing Brig. He did not really play Brig in Contenders, and obviously Brig was played more in GOATs, so he didn't really play it. So Fire was mostly a Lucio player. We saw him play Mercy here and there. He is a insanely good main support player. People would even rank him near Moth level at the time he was in Contenders. One of the best, if not the best, main support player in Contenders at the time, next to Karkar, who unfortunately was on Vancouver Titans and now released because he wasn't as good as he was in Contenders. Fire comes in. He has that experience being in the Overwatch League already on the Atlanta Reign. Maybe we'll see that come through on the Vancouver Titans because he is an insanely good main support player, and that will definitely change the support line a little bit, but also definitely needs a flex support upgrade. I don't think Rolf is going to take you that far. You know, as much as I think he deserves being in the Overwatch League for how long he's worked for it in the Overwatch competitive scene since 2016 or even before, he deserves it. But Fire, I definitely think needs another flex support beside him because I don't think Fire and Rolf kind of fit kind of playstyle wise, but maybe they'll be completely different when the season comes around. But all around, in summary, Fire is insane. He'll definitely perform really well on this team. Now on the Fried, and I've seen a lot of people not really hyped on this signing, which I totally get. You know, we did not see Fried play at all in Season 3, mainly played in Season 2, and may I say, the last time we saw Fried play was insane performances. The best off-tank we've seen in Season 2, next to other players as well, Fury and obviously them. Fried was one of the best off tanks in the league. Obviously his start when he came in the Overwatch League was really bad, one of the worst off tanks when he first came in, but he grew a lot beside Pacbo with the coaching staff, you know, Atlanta had at the time. You know, Atlanta was really good in Season 2. Fry grew as a player really well in the Atlanta Reign, and obviously Season 3 he was on the bench. He wanted that grind. He was hungry to play again. Now he's on the Vancouver Titans, and I definitely think Fried will be a huge upgrade of this team. And I said in my past video, I'm going to say it again, maybe a hot take, but I think Fried has the potential to be better than KSA. You know, we saw KSA perform really well with what he had on the Vancouver Titans. He had limited resources to really use with on that team. Fry comes in. I think he'll dominate on this team from what we saw in Season 2. We haven't really seen him play Sigma, though, when it came to Overwatch League level. He may have done it on stream. I don't really watch his stream at all, but he plays off-tank at a super high level. His D.Va's really good. His Hog is good, and what I've seen of his Zarya is pretty good as well. I would not say insane on his D.Va or Hog level, but he's also insane just on all off-tanks, all around. Maybe he'll be good on Sigma, maybe not. We'll just need to see how time goes on and Fried on the team, but all I gotta say is good at signings from the Vancouver Titans, especially Fried and Fire. I don't know what I think about Linkzr just yet, but obviously they still need to announce a flex DPS player. We don't know who that is just yet. Could be Agilities, could be someone else. But hey, you know, we have to have patience. We're not fully done yet with the offseason. But anyways, guys, that was it for all the topics we had today. You know, what are your guys' thoughts on Glister to the Shock? What are your guys' thoughts on Diem back on the Shanghai Dragons? And what are your guys' thoughts on the Vancouver Titans signings, especially Linkzr? Do you think he's going to do good? Do you think he's going to do bad? What are your thoughts on Linkzr on the Vancouver Titans? If you guys want to stay more in tune with Overwatch League news and Overwatch League stuff in general, don't forget to subscribe down below. And also don't forget to join my Discord down below as well. And don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch. And don't forget to hit that bell. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.